Hi, I am Venkatesh, Assistant Professor in AC Department at Ravani College of Engineering and Technology. Now we are going to see a topic in Principles of Management, topic title Evolution of Management. An evolution of management. The practice of management is an old as human civilization. The ancient civilizations of Egypt, Greece, Rome displayed the mannerous result of good management practices. The origin of management as a discipline was developed in the year 19th century. Over time, the management has sought a way to organize and classifying the information about the management that has been collected and disseminated. These attempts at classification has resulted in identifications of management approaches. The approaches of the managements are theoretical framework for the study of management. Each of the approaches of the managements are based on what the different assumptions about the human beings and the organizations of which they are work. The different approaches of management are classical approach, behavioral approach, quantitative approach, and integrative approach. The classical approach. The classical approach is the oldest formal approach of management thoughts. Its roots predate the 20th century. The classical approach of the thought generally concerned way to manage work and organization more efficiently. There are the three areas of study of that and proved under the classical approaches. That is scientific management, administrative management, and aquatic management. First, scientific management. According to Frick Wilson Taylor, is known as the father of the scientific management. Scientific management is also called as Taylorism or Taylor system. It is a theory of management that analyze and synthesize workflows with the objectives of improving labor productivity. In other words, traditional rules of their thumbs are replaced by the precise product to develop after the careful study of the individual work. Next, administrative management. Administrative management focuses on management process and principles of management. In context of scientific management, which deals legally with the jobs and works at the individual levels of the analyzing administrative management process, it provides to more general theory of management. Next, bureaucratic management. Bureaucratic management focus on the idea of the forms of organizations. So here, the based on observations, there many clear early organizations were inefficient to manage the employees with decision based on the personal relationships and loyalty. He focused or proposed that the form of organization is called bureaucratic management. So here, it will be characterized by division of labors, hierarchy, formalized rules, impersonalities, and the selections of promotions of employees based on ability would be lead to more efficient management. So the authority in an organization should be based on their traditions or chairmans, but the position is held by the managers in the organizations in the hierarchy. So next, the behavioral approach. The behavioral approach of a management thought developed in part because of the weakness in an assumptions of a classical approach. The classical approach emphasized efficiency, process, and principles. Some felt that is an emphasize disregarded important aspects of an organizational life, particularly as it's related to the human behavior. Thus, the behavioral approach is focused on trying to understanding the factors that affect human behavior at a work. There are two types of behavioral approach: human relations and behavioral science. Human relations: a variety of researchers participated in the studies, including one of the major conclusions of the studies was to workers attempts their association with productivity. Another was that it was a workplace is a social systems and informational groups influences should be a powerful effect of individual behavior. Next, behavioral science. Behavioral science and the study of organizational behavior, which emerges in the year 1950 to 1960. The behavioral science approach was the natural progressions of human relations movement. It focused on the applying the concept and analytical tools to the problems of understanding and predetermine the behaviors in the workplace. The behavioral science approach has the contributed to the study of management through its focus on personality, attitudes, values, motivations, group behavior, leadership, communications, and conflict, among the other issues. Next, the quantitative approach. The quantitative approach focused on improving decision making via the applications of quantitative techniques. Its roots to track the trace because of the scientific management. So here, two types of quantitative management approach approaches has been taken. First one is management science, and second one production and operational management. Management science. Management science is also called as operational research. It uses mathematical and statistical approaches to solve the management problems. See, developed during the World War II, and strategies tries to apply the scientific knowledges and methods to complex problems of war. The adult of the computers made so many management science tools and concept more practices of the industries, productions and operational management. This approach focuses on the operations and control of the production process that transforms resources into a finished goods and services. It has its roots to the scientific management but becomes an individual area of management study after the World War II. Operations management emphasizes productivity and quality of both manufacturing and services of organizations. The major areas of study are within the operation management, which includes capability planning, facilities, locations, layout, materials requirement planning, scheduling, purchasing and inventory control, quality control, computer integrated manufacturing, just-in-time inventory systems, flexible manufacturing systems. So next topic is the system approach. The system approach is a simplified block diagram of a system approach. So it focuses on understanding the organization as an open systems that transforms input into output. The system approach becomes to have a strong impact on management by thinking about the managing techniques that would be an all managers are related to the different specifics a part of the company to one another, as well as to the external environment factors. The system approach focuses on the organizations of the whole interactions with the environmentals to the need of the achievement of an equilibrium. So here the diagram it shows the system approach process. See here the input and output centrally we are going to a process. Here from the output we are taking their feedback towards the input. Similarly, we are also getting the feedback from the external environment. So next topic Taylor's scientific management process. So according to Taylor's management principles, is an science or art. Science not rule the thumb. Harmony not discord. Cooperations not individualism. Maximum output is placed into the restricted output. The development of each man in its greatest efficiency and prosperity. Standardization and specializations and mental resolutions give a good output. So next we are going to see the Henry Fayol's 14 principles of management. The Henry Fayol's has state 14 different principles regarding the management activities. So first one is a division of work. Second one authority and responsibility. Third one discipline. Fourth one unity of command. Fifth one unity of direction. Sixth one insert interest, remuneration, centralization, scalar chain, order, equality, stability or tension, initiative, and esprit de corps.